Epitalon Peptide benefits for skin. So if you think of skin, a lot of people say skin health comes from the inside out. And you guys are looking at me like you've had overexposure to the sun, Regan, you got sunspots, whatever. My skin isn't perfect, but I'm working on it on a regular basis. And I can tell you when I use Epitalon, it does give me a little glow. I look fresh. But if you think about skin aging, what is it? It's not a surface problem, it's a fibroblast problem. Your dermal fibroblasts, these are the cells that manufacture collagen, and they become senescent with age. So they expire. They say, look, we can't make any more cells. So now we're gonna stop dividing and your skin's gonna look really old. And so they stop producing this fibroblast. And when that happens, there's no cream that can reverse it, because it's not irreversible. Epitalon, though, works at the level of the fibroblast by reducing cellular senescence markers by up to 2.4 times in human stem cells via the NRF2 pathway. And so this mechanism with skincare is something that the industry isn't explaining. Yes, there's GHK copper and there's all these other creams you can use, but if you can fix the pathway internally, maybe there's a chance for Regan, and my skin's starting to look better, then you'll know there is. I use Epitalon twice a year, but for my new skin protocol, I've been using it more frequently. Once a month, I do it for 10 days out of the month. And I've been sleeping amazing. I notice I have less inflammation. My body feels better. And so I guess I'll let you be the judge on my skin. Don't look too close, please. It's a little embarrassing. But I'm Regan Archibald, if we haven't met. I'm the founder of Ageless Future. We've been around for 22 years. We've helped over 70,000 really amazing humans. We work with high-performing entrepreneurs. We work with magical grandmas and grandpas, and we just work with real people who want real results, and they don't want the fluff. They want to know what they need to be doing when, and they want a team that gives them expert advice. So go to agelessfuture.com. and my team can take great care of you. And if you love learning and you love experiencing what longevity medicine looks like, just go to Ageless Future and go to our events page and sign up for one of our events. We have them here in Utah, we do them in Texas, we do them in New York, Arkansas, we do them all over. So we'd love to have you attend. Seattle, Denver, we have centers there. Even in Oahu, we're gonna have an event out there, I believe in September. So come join us. All right, so when you think about skin, why fibroblasts are the real target? So dermal fibroblasts are these cells responsible for turning on collagen types 1 and 3 elastins, and they also turn on the glycosaminoglycans. Wow, that's a mouthful. And these are the structural proteins that give skin its density, elasticity, and thickness. So as fibroblasts age, 3 things happen. 1, their proliferation rate falls. That means they're not replicating new cells. And their rate of apoptosis, the programmed cell death, rises. And their collagen output drops, so the result is visible in your face. The cause is molecular. And so this was all defined. There's a study in Current Issues in Molecular Biology published in 2023. And this is where they identified the age-related decline in these dermal fibroblast function as a cellular driver of skin aging. So Ki61, this is a marker of active cell proliferation, and they notice it decreases. Caspase-3, a marker of cell death, increases. MMP9, a matrix metalloprotease, that degrades collagen and becomes elevated. Peptide bioregulators, including Epitalon, directly target all 3 of those markers in fibroblasts. So this is the mechanistic case that maybe there's something internally we can do. So if you look at some of the work that Dr. Covinson has done, and this was all validated and verified in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences in 2025, what they did is they took the primary data, they isolated rat fibroblasts, human periodontal ligament stem cells, and human gingival mesenchymal stem cells, and organic skin explants. And then they used in human stem cell lines Epitalon, and they found it reduced the senescent marker P16 by 1.56 times to 1.92 times, and the P21 by 2.22 and 2.44 times. So this was across all cell types. So the P16 and P21, these are the brake proteins that put the brakes on cellular division. So they tell the cell, hey, you're no longer healthy. You've reached the Hayflick limit. If you guys know what the Hayflick limit is, Leonard Hayflick defined that cells have a finite number of rotations, or they can go through only so many cellular divisions, and then they go senescent. And so Epitalon, what they found, at least in vitro, they found that Epitalon can far extend the Hayflick limit. Now, this is one of the most exciting things for those of you who are waiting for the, this escape velocity that's coming up. So beyond senescence, so Epitalon also upregulated 3 core antioxidant genes, SOD1, NQO1, and catalase, via the KEAP1 and NRF2 pathways. So the NRF2 is your master antioxidant switch. When it's active, the cell is defending itself against oxidative damage from UV exposure, pollution, metabolic stress. You have great methylation. Your body's able to produce glutathione, selenium, and remove metabolic waste. When it's not on, that's when our body starts to age very quickly. And so Epitalon also reduced the 8-OH-DG, a validated marker of oxidative DNA damage. And for those of you who've had your metabolomics ran with us, and we've gone through all your Krebs cycle, your citric acid cycle, we've looked at mitochondrial function and oxidative stress, you've seen this marker specifically in that citric acid cycle, and it does impact your body's ability to make NAD and turn on sirtuins and clean up the DNA. And so in the neurons derived from fibroblasts in the organotypic skin explants, these molecular markers of proliferation and apoptosis and matrix remodeling were all modulated in the beneficial direction. So here's the interesting thing. I know with Epitalon, there's no random controlled trial specifically testing Epitalon for skin aging. But if you look at the mechanism of action and some of the preclinical data, especially in vitro and in animal models, it looks pretty good. There's like some signaling that makes sense. And the downside of Epitalon, and using it for over 12 years personally and clinically, we just have not seen a side effect profile of anything outside of maybe some local irritation at the injection site. Now, Epitalon, not all peptides are created equal. So Epitalon is 4 amino acid chains, but these have to be very selective amino acid chains with the right covalent bonding, the right end caps, so that they can actually get to your pineal gland and do the work that needs to be done. That's where you want a pharmacist who is compounding these peptides, not only in a sterile environment for your safety, but you do want to avoid these research use only compounds. And if you can get Epitalon through your local gym friend or through a discount code online that an influencer gave you, that is coming from a research use only, not for human consumption. The best way to get it is to meet with a provider, ask your doctor about Epitalon. If you are looking for a medical team trained in peptides and trained in functional medicine, then go to agelessfuture.com, get your blood labs ran, and then we can help you access Epitalon through a 503A compounding pharmacy. I really appreciate you being on this channel. I'm obviously obsessed and love peptides, but what I love even more is hearing your success stories. So I'd love to hear those in the comments below. I'm Regan Archibald. I'll see you on the next video.